thank you everyone. It's a big stage, and thank you for the introduction, Jae-Gyu Lee. As you just mentioned, I studied industrial engineering and also information system at KAIST at college. I never thought that would be at such a premier conference, academia conference like this. At college I wasn't a good student, so I never thought doing my master's and PhD, but I'm here. So it's good to be here. Thank you again. Actually, Kakao, since it's a Korean company, it's a little bit less known to the world, I believe. So I would like to share the snapshot of Kakao first, and then tell how we evolved to one of the biggest and best internet company in Korea. I think Kakao Talk, you'll know a little bit. It's the only messenger in Korea. You could think that as like WeChat or Line. We were first actually, before them. There are a lot of stats, but still all the numbers says that the market share of Kakao Talk in Korea is more than 95%. So that's the reason we say that there's no number 2 messenger in Korea. And also we have a search portal called Down Communications. And that you can think of Google or Yahoo in the States. Actually, it's going to be like in between of those two, because it's not only a search portal, but has some content. Anyways, we have a number 2 search portal in Korea. And also, we have Melon, which is the number 1 music streaming services, having more than 4 million paying users. So that can be like the Spotify in the States. And we also have the number 1 ride-hailing taxi services called Kakao T. And also there are many research papers that says that the market share of the taxi, Kakao T, is above 95%. So if you think about in one country, like we have WhatsApp and Google and Spotify and Uber, and this is like one company. And we're a public company. We're not like a small startup or a venture company. We're a public company, and the market cap is a little bit more than, it's around $10 billion US. And before getting into deep diving into Kakao, I would like to give my special thanks to Information Systems Society and academia. We owe a lot to you guys. First, there are lots of employees, including myself, who studied information systems at college, doing their masters and PhDs, and they're playing a key role in our company. Digital economy, I think it's always the key theme within ICIS, and of course, all the services that I'm going to explain, that's all digital economy, all the BMs and the transactions, and there are going to be some interesting and innovative ways that we built, so I would like to share. Big data and predictive analysis, I think that's a key theme of you, and we have like a specialized team in our company, and that's a big theme that we do. Security and privacy, it's also a big theme in IS, I know, and of course that's one of the core competencies that Kakao has, and that's one of the reasons that we succeeded against other competitors. So again, I think all the people here laid the foundation for all those. Thank you very much. You helped us succeed. Thank you very much. Game changer is a word that I really like. And this is how the journalists in Korea or the analysts describe us. And I also believe that this is a perfect word that describes Kakao. From now on, I'll explain how we got this, name and what we did. First of all, as I said, Kakao Talk, it was one of the earliest messenger in the world. It launched in 2010, March. If you think about it, at that time, I don't think that you can name a few messengers. We were before Line, we were before WeChat. And within a year we launched, we had 10 million users. It was a boom. And if you think about it, and now we have 39 million daily active users And the average sessions per users per day is 50. So it's incredibly. A lot of people use this that much. And if you think of the population in Korea, our population is 50 million. And daily active is up to 40 million. If you think about, the young kids from, let's say, 1 year old up to like 7 or 8 years old who don't have their own smartphone, and the very elder people above, like, let's say, 90 years old, technically, everybody in Korea is using Kakao Talk. And we started as a messenger, but you could see how we evolved. Now we're becoming a platform, a business platform. And back at our company, we say this a lot. Let's imagine someday that if you have Kakao Talk in your smartphone, everything is going to be possible. So we're going to that way, and I'll show you how we did it. As I said, it's not just a messenger. One of the key features that we introduced in 2011, it was pretty like 6-7 years ago, right? It was the emojis. We call it Kakao Emotes in Korean. And this is like a new way of expressing yourself, a new way of communication. More than 10 million people are using it daily. And I remember in 2011 or 2012 when I visited Silicon Valley, I explained how the emojis are booming in Korea and this is gonna be great. A lot of people back then said that is too Asian, or that is too girly, so that's not gonna fit in US or Western companies. But see, from 2015, I think all the world is using emojis. It's almost crazy. So I think Kakao, it's gonna be hard for us to become like the biggest or the most, be named as the most innovative company in the world because we started in Korea, but there are many things that we did first in the world. So I think, yeah, it's gonna be, it would be, I would love if you could, take a look at Kakao a little bit more and, see like what we're doing. It might not be the biggest impact in the world, but there are many things that we do very interestingly. And one thing about this emoticon that we're very proud is that this is not like a sticker or design. It's a business platform. The yearly sales for this, you can buy a sticker with $2 usually, and the total transaction is more than $70 million per year. And what we're more proud of it is that there are many designers, independent designers, who just draw the emoticon and sell it, and they earned more than $1 million. 24 independent designers, not a design company. It's just like a one-man team. He or she just designed an emoji and they sold it, and they earned more than $1 million. 24 designers like that, and we're very proud of that. This is another interesting theme that I would like to introduce, Kakao Gift. We started this pretty early in 2010. It's the way of expressing yourself. It's sending virtual and also physical goods. Virtual goods, it's easy to imagine, right? You can send your, let's say, a Starbucks coupon, mobile coupon, so they can just use it. But we also we enabled back from 2010 that you can send a physical good that has to be delivered. And here's the one interesting, brilliant thing that we made is that we made the receiver to type in the address, not the sender. So if you have a friend on your messenger, you just send it, and the receiver accepts it, and they type in the address. It's going to be very awkward, even though your friends just approach to him and ask him or her, where do you live, what's your address, right? So that lowered the barrier a lot. And as you can just see, the total transaction per year is around $1 billion. And 17 million people in Korea are sending gifts with this service. So it's a perfect match for social graph for a messenger. I believe that this will work also in other countries. So you could take a look at it. And gaming, of course, is one of the biggest industry within the digital economy. Back in 2012, when we launched the gaming, the social gaming on the messenger, we were the first in the world at that time. A lot of gaming companies said that gaming industry has their own expertise, So it's gonna be impossible for a messenger to get into this industry, right? So most of the big companies around the world turned down our proposal. They said that we're not gonna work with you. So we managed to work with 7 independent small gaming companies, third parties, and actually a few games boomed in Korea. The most famous one was called Anypan. Actually, we had 20 million users at that time, and their daily active was 10 million. Again, think about it. 50 million population in Korea, and 10 million were playing the same game. That's crazy, right? So, actually that changed the whole industry, and from that time, all the gaming companies sort of came to us, and we built the game together, and we launched more than 1,000 games from that time, and total users, it's up to 550 million users. Until now, Kakao Gift, Kakao Game, Kakao Emotes, I explained how Kakao expanded above just being a messenger, and all those are digital items. I'll explain another one. I think this is going to be a little bit interesting too, because everybody knows Uber, right? And Uber is not doing well in Korea. It's not because of the government, I believe. It's the way how they approached within the market. I'm not going to tell about them. I'm going to tell about our story. Kakao Taxi, as I said, we launched it in 2015, and we became the #1 taxi, on-demand taxi ride-hailing platform. We have 16 million registered users, and we have like more than 1.5 million calls. And still, the number of calls and the number of calls per drivers is going up. And the key is actually, which is very different, is that we embraced the existing taxi drivers. We didn't compete against that. That was a big difference. So we made them, we provided an app that made them, add the revenue to them. So it was their option that they could use it or they cannot use it. But they realized that Kakao was giving additional revenue to them because the calls was going there, right? So that spread, and all the current taxi users then got used to it. And yeah, as I said, we embraced the whole industry. We didn't compete against them, and that's one of the biggest reasons that we became the #1 ride-hailing company in Korea. This one is a very interesting one too, that we are very proud. We launched it this year. It's a mobile-only bank called Kakao Bank. It launched a few months ago, 4 months ago. This is technically this is really a mobile-only bank. You can't access it through your PC. You can only access through the mobile app. And we have not a single offline branch, not a single one. It has to be everything done through the app. And now we have more than 4.6 million bank accounts. If you think about it, it's not just downloading an app, right? It's downloading an app and actually opening a bank account and doing the transactions. So this is like a great thing that we made this year. Actually, it was much more, it was beyond my expectation. Personally, I thought that it's gonna be around like 1 million this year. It surpassed. All the great job was done by our team. And yeah, this is the reasons we're called as a game changer. As I just explained, the reason the journalists and the analysts in Korea, all the people in the industry call us a game changer is because we sort of, changed the way of doing the business, and we changed, the norms that people think. So I believe the biggest strength of Kakao is thinking differently and thinking the users and making great products. I'll go back to this a little bit later. And one interesting approach that we made is that we didn't only build our own services by ourselves. There was like another growth driver that we aggressively took, and that's M&A. There were 2 big M&As. I mean, big here means $1 billion deals They were $2 billion deals within 3 years at Kakao. The first one, we acquired and merged Daum Communications. Daum Communications was the #2 search portal in Korea, behind Naver, which is the #1 search portal in Korea. Even though it was the #2 search portal, they had great content, great talent, and actually they had the search technology. And if you think about it, the search technology actually is the basis of AI. So we thought that it was going to be a great fit. They also had like more than 20 million users. So now, among all the Kakao services, you can see all the content from Daum, and actually the people there who were developing the AI technologies and search technologies, they are playing the key role at Kakao right now. So it was a fantastic M&A that we made 3 years ago, $1 billion acquisition. The second one was done in 2016, last year actually. This was a big deal too, around $5 billion US dollars. As I just described in the beginning, Melon now has 4.4 million paying users. Usually they pay around like $7 to $8 per month. And their total users, including non-paying users, they have more than 30 million. So it's a definite #1. Their market share is above 60%. So having this great content, that helps us doing the platform business, and also music is like one of the key components doing the AI speaker that I'll explain a little bit later. So it was a perfect fit for us, and it drives our growth. As I just said, the first part of Kakao, it was the products that we developed, and the second part, was what we chose as a growth strategy, M&A. A lot of people ask me like how you innovate. And I have to confess that I don't know. There's no secret sauce. I really don't know. But as I just said, it's the team who makes the innovation, it's not me. It's the product team who decides the product. It's not the management team. That's one unique culture within Kakao, which is very different than other Korean companies. Yeah, the product team has the power, not me. What I do and what the management team does is we set the high-level direction and we allocate the resources. And when it comes to the product, they make the decision. So this might be typical. Some people say that this might be typical in Silicon Valley. Yes and no. But actually, it's very hard. It's very hard to implement. If you're a leader, if you're a CEO, if you're a management team, actually you have to wait until the people actually progress the product. And actually, that's the reason I think we're strong. As I said, I never thought that Kakao Bank would be a huge success like this. As I said, I just thought that it's going to be good if we have like 1 million bank accounts. But now we have like 4.6 million bank accounts within 4 months. All the credit goes to the team, sincerely. So that is one thing that I think. And we also have some small tactics to foster communication and innovation. I think most of the people have their own language. I believe you're not from the US, right? But Korean language is very unique. The way you speak to a senior and the way you speak to a junior is different. It's much more complicated when you have to speak to a senior or upper level person. So we thought that's a big burden and a hassle to innovation. So we chose to use English names in Korea, really. It's weird. At first we thought it was very weird, but we got used to it. So all the employees at Kakao just call me Jimmy, and they just say, Jimmy, I don't think so. Rather than in Korean, of course you don't know Korean, but it's gonna be very, very complicated. It's gonna be like, President Jimmy, I'm really sorry to say this, but just in case, there's a slight possibility that you might think it differently. that's the way of Korean polite talk to seniors. We removed everything like that, and that fostered the communication. And I believe that that's like one of the key things that enabled innovation within our team. What else? What fosters innovation? Yeah, as I said, one more thing. A lot of people, I think, are finding some kind of unicorns or let's say some secret sauce for innovation, like a new idea or fantastic strategy. But personally, I don't think that there's going to be like one strategy or one great idea that rules and makes innovation, especially in the digital economy. I think the most important thing is doing the basics. Building a product that user wants, and you get the feedback from them and fix it, and then get the feedback again and fix it. It's a routine job actually. But if you do this routine every day, one day you'll figure out that you became the #1 player in that area. It's never a strategy, it's never one brilliant idea that makes a success in this digital economy, I believe. So one phrase that I use a lot in our company is that let's get back to the basics. What are the basics? So that's one thing that I would like to emphasize and share with Kakao success. That's how we did. And Connect Everything is our mission. We started as a messenger. We connected all the people in Korea, as I said, 40 million daily active users, 50 sessions per day. And now we're connecting information, we're connecting content, we're connecting all the objects, we're connecting offline. We believe that if we have this Kakao Talk Messenger and connect all the things that people want, it's going to be much more convenient for people to have their lifestyle, and then it's going to be a better world. And I believe that AI is playing a key role in our transformation. This is an AI speaker that we recently, a few months ago, we launched. It's going to be like a Korean version of Amazon Echo. But it's a little bit more than that, I believe. It's not only a speaker, it's a change of way of interface, it's conversational interface. I don't think that all the interactions is going to change to voice, but still, there are a lot of things that's going to be much easier and much convenient than actually doing in other ways. Voice is like one of the most natural things that we do, right? So if you think about it, let's say that you want to look at some content at an app, what you usually have to do is unlock your smartphone, find the app, click the app, and then browse it or type it, search it. That's like 3-4 depth. But if you do the voice communication and just ask directly, and that will pull out the content or the answer you want, we call it 0 depth. So there are going to be some portions that is going to be much more convenient when you do with voice. And also, for example, the repetitive things that you do, like actually Kakao, we have a commerce platform, as I said, and we made some strategic partnership with big franchises, for example, KFC, Burger King, Korean version of Walmart called B-Mart. Then what's possible is that you can just say that, please order me a pizza that I ordered last week. Same thing. Then it's delivered. So it's going to be much, much easier, right? Please order me the water or some diapers that I ordered last time. Done. It's going to be delivered. So there are some certain things that it's going to be much more convenient if you use the conversational UI. It's the most natural way to talk, actually. Think about it that if you had like a assistant, that's what you do, right? I think a lot of professors here is going to have an assistant. You could ask, or you ask your student, could you please book a ticket for me or something? Everything is going to be done with this virtual personal assistant. So it's sort of kind of giving the power to the people with technology. You don't really have to have a personal assistant now. It's going to be like a virtual personal assistant through technology, and your life is going to be much better. That's what we believe. It's going to take some time. It's going to take, I believe, 1-2 years to get everything done as you expect. But the technology nowadays are progressing very fast. It's not going to be very far away to have all this. And as I just said before, I believe that Kakao could show the world a little bit faster than in other countries, because we have the platform, we're the majority platform, and a lot of partners are already connected to Kakao. And as I just said, the Kakao group itself already has a lot of great subsidiaries, including Melon, and as I just said, all the big franchises already connected to Kakao. So we're a little bit lucky that we can move faster. What I believe and what I'm putting a lot of effort is that within like 1 year, 2 years, I believe that it's going to be natural for foreigners outside have a small talk like this. If you want to see the future of technology, go to Korea and use Kakao. Yeah, I hope that our team will make that. I believe that our team will make that. And later on, maybe I'll come up with a better case and show how we progressed. Thank you very much.